Hi, my name's David Hertweck, and in order to tell you my story, I actually have to go back and start with 34 years ago when I was born, my dad's story. When I was born, my dad didn't know Christ, wasn't following Christ, and when I was 2 years old, my mom sent me and my sister into his room on a Sunday morning to wake him up and to ask him to go to church. And so he got up and he went to church with us. He walked in, he sat in the back row, and he walked out that morning and turned to my mom and said, "Don't ever invite me back. Don't ever ask me to go. These people are brainwashed. They're crazy." So next Sunday morning, we go in again, and he doesn't want to come to church. But my mom calls us aside and says, "Go in and cry and ask him to go." And so we go in, and we're crying and saying, "Daddy, come to church with us." And he came to church that Sunday morning. And since that morning, I don't think he's ever missed a service. God radically rescued him and saved him, changed his life, and called him into the ministry. And a few years later, he took our young family, moved us miles and miles away from New York to Missouri to go to Bible school, to be raised up to be a pastor, came back to New York, planted a church in Syracuse, New York when I was 7 years old. Now fast forward, when I graduated from Bible school, I went back to that same church and I became a youth pastor. And so when I look back at how God pursued my dad, it was obviously instrumental in God's pursuit of me, because my dad's example to me of someone who loves Christ and someone who consistently follows God made a huge difference in my life and helped me to understand who God is as my Father. And I had to come to a place in my own life where I believed in my heart that Jesus is exactly who the Bible says he is, and that he did the things that the Bible says that he did. And I had to come to a place in my life where I repented. I repented of all the things that I've been trusting in, all the things that I've been hoping in, all the things that I have been looking to bring meaning and salvation and purpose into my life, and to believe that Jesus really did what the Bible says he did, that he went to the cross and that he lived a perfect life. And in living a perfect life, he did what I couldn't do. And in dying a death on a cross and absorbing all of my sin and all of my shame, he did something that I couldn't do either. And so I trust fully in Jesus and who he is and what he did, and that's my story.